guys, welcome back to the channel. Yay, I'm so excited. This is our inaugural edition of what I'm calling Powders, Potions, and Goos. It's going to be the skincare review videos that come up on a Wholesome Discipline feed on the YouTubes. Hi, welcome. My name is Mary. I am not a dermatologist. I am not an esthetician. I'm just a human with skin. And skincare is a hobby of mine. I enjoy it. It helps me relax at night. It helps get my day started right, etc., etc. You'll notice I'm barefaced right now. Let me get a little closer so you can see what I'm working with. It's looking okay today. I did a derma rolling session a couple nights ago, so I'm going very, very minimal with the ingredients that I'm putting on my face right now. No makeup. I've got a little bit of sunblock on. That is it. I wanted you to see what I'm dealing with, which is primarily hyperpigmentation. While I look very, very white underneath this light, I'm a Fitzgerald 2.5, 3 almost. Basically, I'm half Italian. So whenever I do get a hormonal pimple, the pimple goes away pretty quickly, but it leaves behind the ghost of the pimple, the red mark. I'm also dealing with a little sun damage on my skin. My concerns are really just like fine lines, wrinkles, and that hyperpigmentation. That's what I'm looking. I've got two main concerns with my skin. So if those are your problems, I shouldn't say problems, concerns, issues, that's going to be obviously what I'm looking for in the skincare that I use. I have normal to slightly combination skin with the T-zone, etc., etc. It doesn't get super, I'm in Texas, it doesn't get super dry here. Every now and then I get a little dryness around my mouth. But for the most part, I have pretty normal, hardy skin. Obviously, I want to take as good a care. I don't want to say this is anti-aging. This is not, it's coming for us all, right? I just want to keep my skin looking and feeling healthy for as long as I can. I am 46, so there are going to be some changes coming on hormonally to my skin that have kind of already started. And that's just where I am. So that's kind of my spiel. So if I don't like something that you really love and it works really well for you, awesome. We just disagree. That's okay. I don't have especially sensitive skin, but I do try to avoid fragrance and essential oils because they can be irritating to me. And depending on the source, especially with essential oils, the jury's kind of out. I know a lot of dermatologists just say avoid them, you know, and that's kind of my feeling. I don't need them. I don't need my face to smell. Some people really love that fragrance in their skincare, and it's hard to let it go. It hasn't been so hard for me. With all of that being said, I'm looking for things primarily that are, like I said, fragrance-free, essential oil-free, under 20 bucks. I'm not trying to spend a ton of money on this stuff, truly, and cruelty-free. Vegan's a bonus, but cruelty-free is what I'm looking for. And you'll see there's some products that I'm unfortunately having to phase out because they're in the gray area where maybe they sell in China still, or like Soap and Glory, for instance, has certified that they don't test on animals, but they can't guarantee that some of the raw materials they use hasn't been tested, right? So they do not have a leaping bunny. I need to see a bunny, right? There's a bunny or two in here. So anyway, let's get started with the reviews. This is going to be in the form of an Empties video. If you're new to the beauty space, basically I'm just going to go through my trash and tell you what I thought of each thing. If there's something still left in the bottle, that's usually an indication that it didn't work out so great. So with all that being said, let's start with the first part of the skincare routine. And I've got my handy dandy recycling box. Yes, I've been hoarding this stuff for a minute, so I'm going to be happy to get rid of it. First things first, I do an oil cleanse because, like I said, I use my SPF every day. And you really want to get that off your face. And the double cleansing has been a godsend. It's gentle. It seems like if I don't use an oil-based cleanser, I do a lot more rubbing and tugging on my face, especially if I have eye makeup on. This just takes it off in a jiffy. This is the Hada Labo Goikigen. I hope I'm saying that right. cleansing oil, and you can buy refills for this. I've had this bottle for almost 2 years now. I clean it and I buy refills. This is a gray area, unfortunately, and I've got a few Hada Labo. They're made in Japan. They're sold in mainland China. And while it's one of those kind of like Soap and Glory I was talking about earlier, I was able to find they have signed a thing where they're not going to test on animals, and that's really great. But until I can see some kind of labeling, either cruelty-free or Leaping Bunny certified, I'm not going to repurchase this, which is a shame because, like I said, this is old school, wonderful. It, as the first step, it's very light. It's a really thin kind of oil, and if you've ever used the DHC, I know some of you have probably used that before. That's an oil cleanser. This is a little thinner than that one, and I just love it. So this is a bummer. And you'll see in my next empties, I've got more Hada Labo that I'm working my way through. And until I see that bunny, you guys, this is going in the trash. Recycling, of course. All right. Another cleanser I really like, and this is going to be zero surprise to most of you in the sensitive skin, dry skin category. CeraVe, it's classic, completely cruelty-free, lovely, and ubiquitous. You can find this anywhere, and it runs, oh, I didn't mention, the Hada Labo is usually around $15. This is usually around $15, depending on where you get it. And you get a ton of it. Like this is one of those 12 ounce, it's a big mama. I primarily use this guy in the morning. I use it to, some folks don't even use any cleanser in the morning and just use water. I put a lot of powders, potions, and goos on my face before I go to bed. So I wanna make sure I get it all off with a gentle low pH cleanser. This is just great. It's fragrance free, it's cruelty free. It has hyaluronic acid in it, which, you know, what doesn't? But it has the ceramides in it that's really very protective for your skin barrier. It keeps your skin nice and healthy, and I love it. So I will continue to repurchase this. Right now I'm actually using a different one that I'm liking quite a bit. We'll get to that next time, I'm sure. But this is always on the hopper. Oh, by the way, both of these contain a methylparaben. I'm not especially afraid of parabens. I don't like to see all the parabens in an INCI list or an ingredient list, but a methylparaben towards the very bottom does not scare me. Neither does phenoxyethanol. I'd rather my products have a little bit of man-made preservative to keep them safe. And, but like I said, I don't necessarily want to see them loaded up. So this has just enough to make me feel safe and comfortable that the product is going to be sanitary and safe and not grow the nasties in it. Moving right along. All right, so we're moving into a step that you don't have to have. Basically, you just need to wash your face well, moisturize it, and during the day, use a sunscreen of some description. But I am extra and I like toners. And while most toners were originally there to help balance the pH of your skin, you know, they had a very specific purpose. Our cleansers don't really need it, unless you're using, you know, bar soap of some description, which I hope you're not. But anyway, it's a nice step to get some actives going. And, you know, we can talk for days about actives. One of the actives I like is a retinol. And as I've gotten older, I promise I'll get the hang of this. This is the Pixi Skin Treats Retinol Tonic, and I was really excited about this. I like Pixi as a brand for makeup. I am just not so sure if I love their skincare. Seems like it's loaded up with a lot of essential oils, lavender being the offender in this one. I thought perhaps the kind of stinging sensation, the not burning, tingling, stinging, was from the retinol in here. I don't think it is. I think it's actually quite a weak retinol. I mean, no shade. If you're a beginner, you don't want the full guns ablazing, right? This would be just fine. But I think it was the lavender, and it really does have, yeah, kind of the essential oil smell. I'm just avoiding it. You know, it says it has jasmine flower, which, you know, as my eyes fail me, it looks more and more like it's probably a type of oil. Yeah, that's a bummer. Oils are good, essential oils, maybe not so much. So it didn't feel great. It was very sticky for such a thin, watery thing. It felt like a layer of stick. And I don't think it worked very well. So on top of all that, I thought, well, if I'm just glowing and gorgeous, then, you know, I can put up with a little stink, a little stick, whatever. But it didn't work so great. So you can see there's still some left. That's a bummer. I think I like my actives, especially retinols, in a serum or a moisturizer. I think I'm figuring that out as I go. The exception being, as far as actives go, the acids. I like acids in a toner, and this one is a classic. This is the Benton Aloe BHA Skin Toner. So we went from Japan to America to Korea, and we're going to be in Korea here for a few moments. Benton is one of those classic Korean brands. They're fragrance-free. They're great. Everything I've used from them, which has been quite a few things, have worked very well. This is one of those I'm going to repurchase at some point. I know I will. It's watery. This is the toner. You can use it with a cotton pad. I generally just press it into my hand and press it into my face. This is for hydration. If you do have slightly dehydrated skin, which, you know, some people think they have dry skin, but they actually dehydrated skin, something like this will help hug in that hydration. It's got hyaluronic acid, it's got beta-glucan, which is a beautiful moisturizer. It's very, very light. It has snail secretion, which is its own video. It has a very low percentage, 0.5% of salicylic acid, which is very, very gentle. So if you're new, once again, if you're new to the actives and the acids world, this one would probably serve you well. Salicylic acid is that small molecule that can get into the pores and help clean stuff out. Great for people that suffer with acne. I notice when I'm good about using this, my adult acne doesn't flare quite as often or as badly. So there is a little magic in here. It also has obviously aloe, which is very soothing. I just love this stuff. So I'm working my way through some other toners right now, but this is on the list, the good list. Love, and it's cruelty-free. Most of these Korean brands don't have the Leaping Bunny, but I'll tell you when I know they're cruelty-free and or vegan. All right, CosRx. This is everyone's, not everyone's, but a lot of people's first introduction into the Korean skincare world. Affordable, fragrance-free. Most of their products are fragrance-free, and rather simple ingredients lists. Cruelty-free. This one's oil-free. Okay, and while it's oil-free, it is not silicone-free. And I don't mind silicones, I really don't, but that's really what this is. It's kind of a Goldilocks in that it's nice and light. It's oil-free. I think my friends with oily skin will love this because it does give you a good layer of moisture without the oil. It has birch sap in it, which is one of those things I think we're going to see a lot of. It's a little fancier than just plain old water. And apparently it's a nice humectant, you know, keeping the skin hydrated. The one thing I didn't like about this is the undeniable, oh yeah, tea tree scent. If you've ever used their Good Morning low pH cleanser, it's also a tea tree. And I don't really mind that one because you wash it off. I just don't love the way tea tree feels on my skin or smells. And this one is just chock full of that odor. It's a bummer because, like I said, it's got it's that silicone kind of slip to it. I imagine if you're looking for a nice light primer and you have oily skin, this would be great under makeup. I just didn't love it. I've had it forever. And I still have a little ways to go. I might actually shave my legs with it later. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Didn't love it. Meh. It's a solid meh. All right. Still in Korea. One last shout out. This is the Sunjun 2x Barrier Intensive Cream. This is by Etude House, and they have, if you know anything about Korean makeup, Etude House is old school. I think it's kind of like their Revlon. Like it's ubiquitous. It's been around forever. Their skincare, however, I have tried a couple of things from their other lines. They're loaded with fragrance. I mean, just over the top. So I was a little curious when I saw that they'd come out with a line specifically for sensitive skin loaded with vitamin B5, panthenol, to help with the skin barrier. Very minimal ingredients list. Everything I've tried from this line has been excellent. This is the first one I've run out of. You'll be seeing this again, I'm sure, this line. It's not what I thought though. I thought this was gonna be a little more like a balm or like a more occlusive last layer kind of step. It's actually very light. It almost feels like a water cream. And I love the dispenser. I don't know if you can see. So you turn, it locks. This was so great to travel with, and it kind of comes up through here. I don't know if that makes sense. Love, love, love. Everything about it. It's affordable. This was like 15 bucks, maybe less. I got this on iHerb, which I'm no longer shopping for my Asian skincare on iHerb because they've changed up the format and raised the prices. So solid Yes Style girl. I'm gonna see if I can't find a link to Yes Style and put it in the comments. If you're curious about some of these Asian skincare products that I recommend, like this entire line. I love this. There's a product here that broke out my eyelid into eczema patches. It's a dermatitis type situation. This was the only thing I could use besides the CeraVe moisturizer, the old school, that helped heal, helped seal, kept that area nice and moist. I hate that word, but this helped heal it. So I am a fan of this. If you're looking for a really, really thick, like the name would imply that it's really thick, it's not. It's actually quite light. I think you'll love this, maybe in a couple of layers. This could be used year-round, I think. I'm impressed. Etude House is not cruelty-free. That is the big bummer. So I'm going to be working my way through the rest of my Soon-Jun stuff, and it's in the gray area list. I'm not scheduling a big repurchase of any of them, which is such a bummer. Speaking of not on the cruelty-free list, Neutrogena. I bought a 2-pack of this for my husband for his his progressively getting redder neck. He stands out, he's a soldier, and he stands out in the sun a lot in formation, and he's a fair-skinned Polak. So anyway, I'm always looking at his moles and making sure everything's safe. This is 60%. This is the sensitive skin sunscreen with pure screen technology, blah, blah, blah. Basically, it's a titanium and zinc mixture that is really quite potent. It also has a potent white cast. Unfortunately, it's also a little sticky, a little thick, a little hard to blend. This is not great for the face. I ended up using this on the backs of my hands when I was driving, and that's about it. It took me a long time to get through this. Plus, they're not cruelty-free. And that's just, what are we doing here? Next couple of products are not cruelty-free. And you will not be seeing these brands again unless I'm working my way through leftover backups. This is why you should never buy backups. Okay. Anything else to say about this? Utilitarian. I could see this working great on kids at the beach. It is water resistant, but like I said, it's ghostly. Ghostly. And I do actually only use the physical or the mineral sunscreens, and I plan on doing a video all about that, my hunt. If you have any suggestions that you like, please leave them down below. I'm always looking for a good mineral-based sunscreen. Lash serum. Yes! Somebody asked me about my eyelashes the other day. Really sweet. This was a huge fail. First of all, it's L'Oreal. We know that they're not cruelty-free. This was an impulse panic purchase I made. I had to visit with my mom a few months ago and left my Rapid Lash, which works very well, at home. And it's about 50 bucks, which in the lash serum world, the ones that work, 50 is actually not bad. The good news is if you buy it at Ulta, that $3.50 coupon that you can get works towards Rapid Lash. It's not considered a prestige brand, so I'm all over it. But I left it at home, and I just saw this in the drugstore, and I thought, okay, well, right, $14.99. What could go wrong? Well, I don't know what's in it exactly that did this, and I'm gonna have to investigate further because, like I said, that's the one that gave me the rash on my eyelids. And it's a thick brush rather than, you can see, it's like a brush rather than that thin like liquid eyeliner kind of thing, which was kind of cool. I thought, well, it works better on your eye. No. So it was $14.99 wasted, and about 2 to 3 weeks of healing on my eyes that I had to do. And I love me, y'all know if you've watched my video, I love a bold eyeshadow. Couldn't wear eyeshadow for 2 weeks. That's uncool. All right, last but not least, a body product. The Breakfast Scrub, first of all, come on with the name, come on with the packaging. You gotta love Soap and Glory. I mean, they're a little corny with all of the puns that they make. It's a British company. Okay, so let's talk about the scent. They call it a maple scent. Great maple scent. It is great. I smell coffee. I smell, I don't know, all kinds of deliciousness. It's my favorite thing I've used on my body in years. It's a scrub, so it's got sugar particles and it just feels really good. It's a nice exfoliating scrub. It's very moisturizing, where you don't necessarily need to have unless you're very dry, a lotion afterwards. There's some stuff stays around after you rinse it off. It just feels really nice. Unfortunately, like I said, Soap and Glory is on that gray area list. I need to see a bunny, you guys. Unless you're a Korean brand that I already know and trust, I need a bunny. I need a bunny. I want to see a bunny leaping. This didn't have it. And the bummer is it was one of those buy 2, get 1 free, which I'm a sucker for that stuff. Oh, and what up with the buy 1, get 1 40% off thing I've been seeing? The CeraVe is like that on Ulta right now, which is, I see you. You used to be 50%, now you're 40%. They're picking our pockets, you guys. Anyway, long story endless. This stuff was so good. And of course I bought 2 of these, and I got a free lotion that I also love, that I'm unfortunately not gonna repurchase until I see a bunny, you know? I think it's the very least they can do is give me a bunny. I want a bunny. Okay, so those are basically my empties for this month. I hope this was helpful. I like these empties videos because it's better than obviously a first impressions type video. It takes a while to get to know a product, you know? And it says a lot if you get through it all the way and how long it took you to get through it. So anyway, if you found this helpful, if you have any questions, if there's any brands that you want to know more about, that you think my opinion could matter at all, I'm not sure why, but people asked, let me know down in the comments. Also, let's see, the brands that I've been really testing in the last couple of years have been The Ordinary, if that interests you, the Inky List, Benton, I already mentioned, CosRX, clearly. There's a newer one from Korea called iUnique, which a lot of people really love. I have formed some opinions. Anyway, Timeless is another one that I did some purchasing from over Black Friday, and so I've gotten through some of their products. So if any of these sound of interest to you, that maybe you've seen ads on Instagram, or you know, you've seen around and you're like, huh, I wonder what that's like, let me know, because I've got them. And some of them are about to get recycled. So as always, please like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your mama that I'm out here in these streets trying to save you money, time, and heartache. And of course, I always have those fitness videos up. That is the true love of my life, are the yoga and Pilates videos I put up weekly. So let me know what you thought about this in the comments, and I will see you next time. Take care. Bye.